Hello friends, welcome back to A Nurse in the Kitchen. As promised, today we are going to do stocks. And I promised you that, so this is what we're going to be doing. Today is Thursday, and believe it or not, it's still Nurses Week. So I am basking in the celebrations. Even though I work nights, I work weekends, so I don't know what kind of celebration we're gonna have for the weekend. But I hope you all have been having a wonderful week filled with celebrations. You got some gifts, some tokens, you've gotten some good food. Anyway, I'm not going to be doing any chats today because I wanna keep this video really short today. But today we're going to do chicken stock and vegetable stock. And of course, as you know, stock means flavored liquid. So in your quest to becoming a cook that uses natural flavoring, i.e. stocks to flavor your food, you want to have whatever flavor you want, because you know, stock is just flavored liquid, right? So you can have chicken stock, vegetable stock, fish stock, beef stock. So I don't use much beef, so we're not going to be doing beef stock, but today we're doing vegetable stock and chicken stock. I have some chicken in the oven. I'm roasting the chicken. You don't have to roast your chicken. I just happen to like the flavor of roasted chicken. And I went to the Caribbean store and I was able to get some, the back of the spine of the chicken. So I have those in the oven. And in a minute, we're gonna go over to the other side and we're gonna chop our vegetable. We're gonna prepare our mirepoix, and I'll tell you what that is as we're doing it, and then we're gonna get cooking. And then when you finish with your stock, you can strain it and put them in containers, and I'll show you. You can freeze them, or you can cook them down so they become really concentrated. And then you can even put them in like ice cubes and then drop them in your food. So you can be real creative with it. Now, chicken stock you buy in the store, there's nothing wrong with it. I've used it on occasion, but it's still best to know how to do your own. Because sometimes if you just have some chicken bone laying around and you have some leftovers, you can always make stock. And a good cook always has stock in her pantry or in the fridge. All right? So I'll see you in a minute when we're doing the prep. All right, friend, I wanted to show you the chicken. We roasted it in the oven for about an hour. So those are just chicken bones. But as you can see, you can also use a whole chicken if you wanted to. All right, and this is our pot. We're just gonna put everything in and put some water and let it cook slowly. We call that simmering. Okay, here we go. Mirepoix is a French term that talks about a mixture of vegetables. Now remember that most of the professional cooking, especially from Le Cordon Bleu, is French based. So a lot of the terms you're gonna hear are gonna sound French, and they are French. So a mirepoix is a trio. I think when I went to New Orleans, they call it the Holy Trinity or something like that. But it's usually onions, carrots. There's the onion. Here are the carrots. I've already peeled them. And celery. Now, there is a high demand for celery these days. I don't know if you've heard. They have this new what do they call? I want to call it a new craze now about celery juice. So you go to the store and a stalk of celery, it's gonna cost you like $4 to $5, and I'm like, I'm not paying that. So I had some celery, thank goodness, I was using for smoothies, so I just used that instead. And we're just gonna cut them up, okay, and throw them in the pot. That's the celery. We're gonna do the onion. I've already peeled it. For this one, we're gonna use half, okay? And it is stock, so we don't have to make the cuts pretty. We just wanna make sure it gets in there, and it's just, for flavoring. So throw that in there. And And we're gonna do the carrots. And even the carrots don't have to be cut, you know, a certain way because you just want that flavor. I'm usually sad when I finish with the stock and I have to throw away the vegetables. To me, it feels like it's a waste. All right, so we have the Trinity in there, but because I have some extra stuff in the fridge, I cleaned my fridge today, so I decided I'm gonna throw in some green onion. I just love green onions. This is something I grew up using a lot. We use that in our épices, as you can remember. So I usually put that in there. I'm leaving some here because for my vegetable stock, we're gonna use that. We're gonna use the rest of the onion. I have to peel some more carrots. And then we're gonna just grab the chicken and we're gonna throw the chicken in there. I should have used a pot that is maybe deeper, but that's okay. So we're gonna put that in there. The trick for good stock is that you want it to simmer. You don't want to cook it too fast because you want to make sure that those flavors are really getting in there. And then you strain it and then you put it in pans. I mean, in containers. That's all there is to it. So it's not very difficult. There is no secret to it. Good stock is a slow simmer. You know, actually, let me just grab the pot and put it under the sink, the water, and we're coming back to you. Now, I'm gonna let this simmer until it gets really low because then my stock is really concentrated. Okay, here we go. You know what? I also have some green pepper. I found like 5 peppers in my fridge today and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm just gonna throw those in there for good measure. You don't necessarily have to. But remember, with stock, it's all about flavor, so you can't ever have too many vegetables in there. And then towards the end, I'll throw in some cilantro and some thyme. Okay? And that's it. We're gonna cover it and we're gonna let it cook. And when it's done, ready to be strained, I'll get back to you. Okay, welcome back. So now we're gonna start our vegetable stock. And just like the name implies, we only have veggies in there. So I have my celery. So what I did this time, I already put some water in the pot, so we don't have to do the way we did earlier. And it's already cooking. The chicken stock is boiling. And I turned the heat to about medium. Again, remember, it's slow simmer. That is the key. I'm putting in my celery. And then my carrots. It smells so good in here, you guys. You know, I don't know why anybody would want to not use natural stuff because it just smells so good and so healthy, right? All right, so now we're gonna put these onions. Oh, that was a mega onion. Oh, goodness. All right, put that in there. And I could put some cloves, but I'm so skittish about cloves because they're just so strong. And you know, once you bite into a clove, you never forget it. And like before, I had some bell pepper left over, so I'm gonna put those in there as well. Because remember, it's all about flavor. You can't ever have too much flavoring. Okay, and the other thing that I wanted to add, a couple of heads of garlic. Because you know, me and garlic, we have this love affair going on. So we're going to put some garlic in there. And again, we don't need to peel this time because this is just gonna be for flavor. So, you know, you can smash them or you may not want to smash them. I'm just gonna smash them really easy. As you can tell, these are a little bit old. Remember, when you're buying garlic, don't buy them with the tail. the tail means they've been sitting around for a while. So you want to get fresh. But this time, this is just for the stock. So we're just going to put those in. So I'm going to put some in the chicken. There we go. And then I'm going to put the rest of it in the vegetable stock. You know, stock, flavored water. So when you're cooking, you're trying to make a sauce, you are doing, you're cooking your rice and peas, anything that you want to add water to your food. Just, of course, think about what you're cooking. If you're cooking for a vegan or vegetarian, you only want to use vegetable stock, right? And if somebody is not vegetarian and you want to use chicken stock, you can use chicken stock. So when you have chicken stock and your recipe calls for some water, if you don't want to use all your stock, you can just put some water and just add the chicken stock to it, because that's going to still bring your flavor. And it's going to be like the equivalent of 1 or 2 bouillon cubes. All right, guys, so I'm going to turn the stove on for the vegetable. So as you can see, I have my 2 pots on the stove. I have my vegetable stock and I have my chicken stock. I'm going to bring it to a boil. This is for the vegetable, and then as soon as it starts boiling, I turn the heat down. So they're going to be cooking for about an hour or 2. The longer the better. You want to make sure you have enough left. You have to let it cool, and then we're going to put them in plastic jars. I have some 12 ounces here. I've ordered some 24 ounces from Amazon, and I have to go check to see if they came in. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, this is the vegetable stock. It's going good. And we'll take a look at the chicken. Look at that. And I'm telling you, it smells heavenly. Okay, so I'm going to set the clock for maybe another hour. And that should do it. Alrighty. Okay guys, we're back. The stock is done. So we're gonna get the chicken stock out first. And we're going to strain it into this bowl. I mean, it looks good enough to eat. Okay, but it's not really edible right now because it's not flavored. You don't want to flavor your stock because you want to keep it bland so that if you want to cook whatever, then you're not limited in your flavor profile. I wanted to also let you know that like 10 minutes into the end of the cooking process, I did add a whole habanero pepper and some, I have the stems of some cilantro. You know, I mean, why throw it away when we can add it to this and it could add some flavor? Okay, so it's all about flavoring. And now we're gonna have this beautiful chicken stock that is ready for your dishes. Let me see, I wanna make sure I get every single bit of the juice. Okay, I know, it's so sad that I'm gonna throw this away, but really there's not much I can do with it, but at this point. All right, here is your beautiful light pale yellow chicken stock. And I also bought, I wanted to show you a couple of these jars. These are 24 inches. So we're gonna put them in there. Once it's cooled off, you can freeze those, okay? So it looks like I'm just about 2 jars, which is perfectly plenty for me, okay? Let them cool off, and then you can go ahead, you know, I'm not gonna put the lids on yet because I want them to cool off. And then you can write on top of them with a marker, or if you have like stickers, and you could put chicken stock. You freeze those, and then when you think you're going to need them, let's say you want to make some, well, this is chicken stock, but once we get to the vegetable pasta, let's say you wanted to make some marinara sauce, and you wanted to add some liquid, then you could add the vegetable stock in it. And then maybe 2 days prior to you wanting to use them, you can go ahead and put them in your fridge so that they'll thaw out. Okay? Alright, I'll put these away and let them cool off. So this, you see the beautiful color? This is what you want for your chicken stock. Now, this is not going to be the end of everything. It's not going to be the only flavoring you're going to put in your food. It's just replacing the water, the liquid. Okay? So I'm going to rinse this my bowl, just in case we have some vegans in the house. And I'm going to now drain the vegetable broth. Same thing with my strainer. I'm going to rinse it out. I don't want to be accused of contaminating the vegetable broth with the chicken broth and cause an uproar. Although I don't really understand the can't have any meat kind of thing, but hey, I respect everybody's opinion and decision. I always say it's a free country. You are free to do as you please. Alrighty, same thing. I'm gonna get the very last bit of it. I think I might have a little bit more of the vegetable broth, which is perfect because that's the one I'm going to be using the most. Ooh. Alright, be careful now, you guys. Same thing in this one. I had put a whole habanero pepper, okay, and then some cilantro stems. That way I have lots of flavor. Typically the vegetable broth is going to be a lot clearer than the chicken broth, because in the chicken broth you have meat, but you don't have any of that in here. So for the vegetable broth, I'm going to maybe use 3 of these jars. So I have a stand-up freezer. You know, if you start cooking, it's a good idea to invest in a freezer, because there are a lot of things that you're going to put in your freezer that's going to make your life a lot easier. You know, that way when you prep and you cook ahead, and you have a lot of different things that you can use at different times. So I would really suggest that you invest in a stand-up freezer. And you know, they're not that expensive. You can find some in your marketplace, your Facebook marketplace, or there are some places that sell refurbished ones. And I mean, I had one. The one I have is from my restaurant, but I bought a fridge from this guy. It was secondhand, and it's working beautifully because I have another fridge in my garage. All right, guys. So here you go. You have your beautiful vegetable stock. Same thing. Every time you want to use a liquid in your dish, use these. And you know, it is so easy. You don't have to spend time. If you have any extra vegetable that don't look that good, you don't want to use them anymore, just throw them in a pot, put some water, cover it, let it simmer, and then strain. How easy is that? Okay? I want to thank you for being with me today, and I hope you can enjoy your chicken stock and your vegetable stock. And thank you for tuning in to A Nurse in the Kitchen. Oh, I lost my stethoscope. All right, guys. Oh my God, look at this face, swollen. I had some pasta yesterday. That was bad. Anyway, God bless you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Again, we're gonna do breakfast next time. Au revoir. À la prochaine.